Hello and welcome to episode 115. First blog in a few months. I've not blogged since just before Christmas, but I'm out again on just a little short day session with my mate Ginge, who was meant to be a third member with us here today, Keith, but unfortunately he's got a bit of a dicky belly, so he couldn't make it today.
No, I think he was scared.
Anyway, for this session we've come down to a venue I've sort of done some of my very early blogs at, Sevington, near sort of Chippenham. Not been here for literally about 3 years, and I can't even remember the last episode I was here, but I think it was in the teens.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it was Keith that originally suggested coming here today, but he's not here and we are.
Yeah.
But we are fishing, rods are out. I've had one bleep so far, but I don't think we're going to break any records if we do catch anything here today. It's just sort of small size fish here, sort of high singles, low doubles in it. So anyway, it's not waffling. Hopefully we'll have some fish to show you soon. Till then, let's go fishing. Right then guys, I've been fishing for about an hour now with so far no action, or apart from a couple of single bleeps. So while we're waiting for something to happen, I'll show you where I'm fishing. So as you can see, just fishing 2 rods. You can fish 3 rods here, but I don't think there's any need for a day session. And then, as you can see, there's a nice little tree line in the distance. It's only probably about 35-40 yards to the other side. And as you can see, the trees do overhang the water a fair bit, so I've got as tight as I can to the overhanging branches by sort of clipping up. Before I obviously got fishing, I'd done a load of sort of dummy casts until I got as close as I can to the overhanging branches. But anyways, my right hand rod is sort of fishing probably about just there, and my left hand rod probably sort of back just there really. So both rods are fishing method feeders, flatbed method feeders. Got some new bait on them as well, which I'll show you later on, if or when I start catching. Ginge started off in a swim to my right, but he has now moved over there to my left, and he's also fishing to sort of the distance tree line, if you could call it distance. the far back tree line. But as soon as one of these can scream off, we'll be all good. Right then guys, quick update. Me and Ginge have had a move of swims the other side of the lake. Well, let me explain. When you first come into the lake, it's almost sort of in 2 halves. There's a sort of a bridge straight down the middle as you come to the lake. Then you sort of got the right hand side and the left hand side as you approach the lake. The left hand side is the sort of the shallower side, which is where we started off today, and then the right hand side obviously the deeper side. So we've moved to the deeper side of the lake and the opposite side from where we started, if you like. So the one downside of that, as you can probably hear, is that we are now nearer the motorway, but the upside is we should be nearer more fish. when we first got here this morning, there was quite a few people here night anglers who have now gone, so that's why we've been able to move swims. As you can see, this is my new swim, and within literally 2 minutes of casting out on my left rod, I had a take already. Unfortunately, it didn't hook up. Don't know why. When I reeled in, there was no bait left on me hair, so definitely had a take because the fish has taken it right off the hair. You can probably see over to the left, about halfway, there's a sort of an outlet just there, and I'm fishing just sort of this side of it, sort of about there. And as you can probably see, top right hand corner, there's a nice overhanging tree there, and my left right hand rod is fishing just under that overhang. So hopefully it'll be more productive this side. As I've said, I've already had one take, unfortunately no hookup. Oh. Yeah, definitely see more signs of activity on this side of the lake, that's for sure. Right guys, first blood to the king. Lively little common, only about £1.5, £2 tops, but still good fun on the barbel rods. I'm not blanking.
That was a cheap dig. Seems to be really lively. Alright, first one of the day. Unfortunately it is smaller than Chris's.
Just like everything.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully get a few more, maybe a bigger one. But at least I ain't blanked.
Right then guys, you now join me in my first swim of the session. I was up over the other side where I had that fish, you can see the boat in the distance. And while I was over there was a bloke in this swim. You can see from over there he had a few fish out, so they just left. So as soon as I see him packing their gear up, got my gear together and quickly used it on round this side. Only just literally stuck the rods out, so I haven't had anything in this swim myself yet. A bit quieter on this side as well, from the motorway noise behind. Oh, hello. Already getting indications, that's a good sign. From over that side, I can see where he was fishing, where he was casting and he was getting the fish. So I've pretty much been a bit cheeky and cast my rods onto the same spots. Fingers crossed. Before the first fish of the third swim comes along. And guys, I've got to do a recast because I've just had a false run or something like that, but I thought I'd take this opportunity while my rig's out the water to show you how I've been fishing today. Even though it's not been very productive, I'll show you anyway. As I already told you earlier on, I'm only fishing on my barbel rods, so sort of light tackle, light line, just, you know what I mean, you've seen from the size of fish already that you don't need heavy gear to fish here. It's all about a bit of fun really, and just getting a few bites and a few runs. So with that in mind, I've decided to fish sort of method feeders. Got method feeders on both rods, sort of thing you'd normally use sort of when you're coarse fishing really, on sort of quiver tip rods. It's only a light one, 28 gram method feeder. I did start, as you can see, I've got some fake corn on now. I did start off, where have I put it? When I was in Hinders last, I picked up a free sample of a new CC Moore bait. If you can see on the back there, Pacific Tuna, their new bait out. You get 4 little boilies in a free sample there, and that's what I started off the day on. It was one of them. That's what I caught my fish on earlier on, was one of them. What I actually did though, before I put it on the hair, I trimmed it down into like a sort of a dumbbell barrel shape, but nothing was coming much on that. So I was looking on the Sevington page, and I'd see an angler previously had caught a few fish for me on your fake corn, so I switched over. So then, rather than ground bait or a soft pellet, for this session I've been using the new krill micromass from CC Moore again. I'm sure on a water where the fish are biting more, it would be a lot more effective, but for some reason the fishing here just has been very slow, so I don't think it's anything to do with the rig, the bait, this stuff not being effective. I think it's purely down to the lake fishing slow. But anyway, I'm sure most of you have seen this stuff by now, but it's like a sticky pellet. Let me face up, swing downwards a bit. So there you go. It's like a very sticky pellet. See, it's very sort of self-binding, all very different sizes. I mean, it don't take much to break it back down into its sort of individual bits again, but it is very sticky and very smelly. Like I say then, as you would with ground bait, or if you were using pellets when you were using a method feeder, just I've hooked myself. And there you go, just a simple sort of squeeze, and it moulds nicely. Oh, there you go, moulds nicely onto the method feeder, and it moulds nicely onto your hand as well. Very, very sticky stuff. So yeah, so I mean, a water like this, to be fair, as I've said already, you ain't going to break any records here. It's full of little fish, but for some reason they're just not having it today. In a method like this, on a water like this, with a size of fish, you'd really be bagging up. So I can't explain why it's not happening, but anyway, so that is how I've been fishing today. So, and I'm sure on another day I would bag up on this method, but I mean, who knows? I mean, we're sort of almost starting spring. A couple more weeks and the clocks are changed, so we'll be in spring. Saying that though, the water is still very cold at the moment, so that could be it. Looking at the weather on my phone, it's very high air pressure at the moment. I think 1,035 millibars when I looked. So very, very high air pressure. But despite that, not really see much fish. Anyway, right, waffling out. Get this rig out in the water. Try and at least get one more.
Second fish in a day. I finally whooped Chris's backside.
The specimen as well.
Weighing £11.10. Really chuffed with it. Bit of a tangle in my rod, but still managed to get her in.
Nice one. There are bigger fish in here.
Yeah. This is a chunk.
And I think that's going to be the last fish of the day as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to pack up now.
Nice one. Right then guys, coming to the end of our session now. Rods are still out, but as soon as we finish this bit to camera, we're going to knock it on the head. The fishing hasn't been as productive as we would have liked it today, to be fair. I mean, when I used to come here a few years ago, you always used to get quite a few fish, and I was expecting the same, and it's just not been like that. So don't know why, don't know whether it's the lake that's changed over the last few years since I've been here, or whether the conditions, or whether I've just fished it wrong. I don't know. So
water is still very cold.
Yeah, but Ginge managed to pull it out of the bag with a specimen at the end of the session there.
Yes.
So
mine's finally bigger than yours.
Yeah, anyway. Right, if you've managed to watch this flow video, thank you very much. I don't know when I'll be doing another vlog. Early April I think will be my next one, possibly, where I think I'm going to be at Fort Lee. Yeah, I think that will be my next vlog. But yeah. Anyway, waffling now. Right, let's go get packed up, go home. Right, well done for having a biggie at the end. Let's go home.